This is a 1966 Ford Fairlane 500, two-door convertible, powered by its original 289 two-barrel V8 engine. Very original under the hood. In my opinion, I think this car was probably repainted back in sometime in the 80s, early 90s. It's originally a U-code turquoise car with aqua interior, and that's exactly how it is today. So basically what I'm saying is this is an older restoration, very solid car, very solid undercarriage, great looking car, but definitely not a show car. It's got some nicks and all original chrome kind of car. So as far as the engine goes, it's had new cap, rotors, plugs, complete tune-up, and runs fantastic. Nice and quiet. Bottom of the hood appears to be its original paint. This car was not jammed out when it was done under the hood. It's all original in the hood and trunk. As we look at both hood gaps and how the hood lines up against the fender, very nice and smooth. All the trim on the grille and bumpers and stuff are all original. The emblem's in fantastic shape, but there is a couple dings and stuff in that grille. Front bumper has a decent shine to it yet, but it does have a spot where somebody might have hooked onto something and pulled the bumper just a little bit there. Great looking car. It's riding on a brand new set of BFG raised white letter tires with new chrome wheels, baby moons. It has all of its original wheel well molding, rocker molding, so a lot of that stuff has some dings and some scratches and stuff in it. As far as our paint goes on the driver's side, it's got 3 little chips on the front edge of the door. And it has some little tiny chips down in here behind the back bumper, or behind the front bumper, I'm sorry. There's 1, 2, and 3 chips on the front of that door. Other than that, the door gap on the front and door gap on the back of the door both line up real nicely. There's no blisters anywhere on that rear quarter on the outside lip or in front or behind the rear wheel. There is a couple little tiny paint cracks kind of go across here. Can I zoom up on them? Just want to open and close this door for you, show you how nice it latches. Very nice and smooth. There's just no doubt in my mind that this is an 89,000 original mile car. Rubber's all original in the door, needs to be replaced, but it's all there yet, but it's got a lot of little cracks in it. Corner of the door is in great shape. It's got a little bit of a surface rust hue to it, but nice and solid. There's a lot of spots on this interior that have been sun faded, like top of the door armrest pads, sun faded pretty badly. You can kind of look here in the paint where it's had some little touch-ups with chips there on the door. Inside of the quarter is excellent. Top of the seats, back seat, door panels, all of it has, you know, definitely shows its wear, but it's not ripped and torn. It's just all original. Hard to find cars like this that are just an all original interior car. Carpet's still in good shape. It's got some stains in it, and you can just kind of tell that it's got a lot of the carpet's just getting kind of loose. The loop's getting loose on it, but very good shape for original. It's got a little rip here, I guess, but no one will ever see it. It's on the back side of that seat. Other than that, from the passenger side, I don't see any rips or tears anywhere in that interior. Does have some, the dash pad's in great shape except for right around the speaker. It's got some cracks in those little perforated holes. Paint on the dash is all original. Dome light works under the dash. The top is in excellent shape. It's a new white top. Power top, works well. It also has a turquoise boot in the trunk. As you look up and down the sides, the paint has a nice shine, and it's got a very straight body. As far as our back bumper goes, back bumper's got an excellent shine as well, and it still has the original Ford exhaust tip, which is kind of cool. Fairlane 500 emblems is in good shape. It's got a chip here and a chip right down here that's been touched up. As you look inside the trunk, you're going to see its original spare jack, jack handle, boot, trunk mat. Everything's 100% stock in that trunk. As you look up and down the driver's side, it's kind of shadowed over here for the sun, but the driver's side is just as nice and straight as the passenger side. However, the driver's side has quite a few more imperfections. It's got quite a few scratches right here in this square area. It's got a little scratch up here. Lower rear quarter is excellent, no blisters, nothing around the wheel wells either. One other thing is this stainless here is really in decent shape around that top. The door gap's just a little bit wider on the top than it is on the bottom. Not bad, but it is a little bit. There's no blisters here in front of the door, but you can just kind of see at the right light that it's got 3 little tiny blisters maybe starting to come on that right in front of that rear quarter there. Corner of the door is good. I don't see any chips or nicks anywhere in the door or fender. It's got a lot of little spots where the paint's kind of discoloring a little bit. Like right here on top of the fender. Kind of a gray spot that's kind of been buffed through to the primer. It's got its original mirror. It's got the factory tag, which is crystal clear on there too. Body is 76B, color is U. Trim is 47, which is aqua. I tried to look up the U color, and on the internet I could not find that U for any 66 or 7, but in the U in 68 trim tag was the tropical turquoise, so I'm not quite sure on that why the U doesn't pull up on 66s. The corner of the door is in excellent shape. There again, door panel's all original. It's got a ton of fading right here. It's got some fading there. Really solid in that door jamb area. It does have one tear in the seat. It's on the seam split right here in the very corner. Original paint on the steering wheel. You can see that the paint's starting to peel on the steering wheel. It's got 89,947 original miles. Power top switch is over here. It does have a remote mirror, and that works properly. It's really good. All the latches and stuff on the top are good. The visors are original. They have some discoloration too, but like I said, they're all original. Original radio does turn on. It does make some noise. Let's see if it's going to work here after it warms up. I'll turn the heat on. It's a nice brisk morning here in Iowa. It's about 42 degrees, so the heater works. The horn does. The horn will work. We had to clean up some connections. I put a new horn, the plastic piece that goes in there. I just have to clean up some wire connections. We'll get that fixed. Wipers are working. Gas gauge works. It does have an oil pressure light. Cold. The blue is the cold light. As far as our radio, it's definitely making noise, but I don't know if it's going to get any stations in, so I'm going to turn it down. This did come factory with this C4 3-speed automatic transmission. All this year is no one's ever put dual exhaust on this car. I mean, this car has just been very well taken care of, very well preserved, original car. The kick down on the transmission does work. Speedometer works good. The steering wheel's nice and straight. The car goes down the road nice and straight. When it came in, we had to do a little brake work adjustment, so we got the brakes fixed, and they're just stopped perfect. Manual brakes, but They've all been gone through and tightened up, and they work excellent. Looks like I didn't get the hood shut all the way, so I'm gonna do that quick. We don't want that coming up. I've had that happen before. Yeah, I'm gonna say the radio doesn't work. It definitely, at least maybe it's just not getting a good reception with the antenna, but it turns on, but I can't get any stations. Transmission shifts very nice and crisp. We do have some wind noise. Goes down the road great. There's no play at all in the steering wheel. It does not need an alignment. We tightened the steering box up on it. The brakes work nice. No pull left or right on the brakes. Just a nice sound car. It will need probably some new rubbers, maybe around above the window. We got a little bit of wind noise on that driver's side window, or the window might need to be adjusted a little bit. But like I said, this is a great driver quality car, very solid. Jump in it and drive it to any of your local parades.